This call is now being recorded.
Yo! I was like, oh
What's
shit, you're
up?
working. Well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working and not having to be on the phone with other people because I'm going to places I've never been to before.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened yesterday.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
Hey.
when it came in tonight, I was like, talk to Dave next week.
Yeah. No, I saw. It's funny too because I was like, Saturday I'm not running long today, but I saw you were going to Nebraska, and I'm like, oh, maybe he might be out there for a minute.
Huh?
I mean, I don't
Surprisingly,
know how far Nebraska is from Kansas. It's probably not that far.
I thought it was actually further, but it's like just shy of 300 miles. So it's like there
Okay.
back. So I'd still be able to get back, but like I got a basically when I went to sleep today or yesterday, last night I guess I set my alarm for like 10 o'clock because I was like, I heard that I had to check in with Line Haul because I'm doing Coffeeville on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah.
But then the other days got to check in or whatever. So I messaged Rex, my manager or whatever, when I got back by like 11ish, and was like, hey, so I just got to check in with Line Haul tonight, right? He goes, yeah, they'll 10 o'clock roughly. They usually know what's going on. I'm like, all right, cool. But when I woke up, instead of me calling, I actually had a text from like an hour or two prior to that saying like, yeah, be into Kansas City at or 644 at midnight. They're either going to be Grand Island, Nebraska, or Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, copy that, And they basically said check in with like touch base with the line haul guys. The two guys I dealt with the other day when I had a trailer, the light issue, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I guess they're the ones that actually talked me up quite a bit. They're like, we like working with Blodgett. I'm like, I've only been there 2 weeks now. I'm not anything special. But
Yeah.
I'm like, cool,
I'm
all right,
just out here doing my job.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny just because like all the crap I went through back there in Nashville, and I mean they knew me back there, but I never got any kind of sense like, oh, we really appreciate this driver. Oh my God! But out here, it's like, oh man, they like working with you. They know you now. I'm like, wow, okay, cool,
Well, you're a different atmosphere,
Yep.
People
So,
are much more friendly out there that way. Out yonder, I should say.
let's see.
And that's true. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not. It's true. People are way more friendly out that way,
Yep.
and not so reserved in a city where they can get stabbed in the side and robbed at any minute.
Well, maybe back there in Nashville and stuff, maybe they just expect. But out here, they actually,
maybe.
appreciate when they have some. Because I mean, I've heard that, like, especially when I was running Coffeeville Sunday through, when I was doing on the dedicated part of it, when I was doing Sunday through Friday, doing Olathe, Monday through Friday before I did Coffeeville, I'd been told numerous times that they hadn't. That's why we don't know if the other contractor is going to be able to hold on to the run because he wasn't really consistent on it, I guess. So, like, they were telling me, like, well, we're so glad to actually have, like, consistent drivers showing up every day. And I'm like, well, I'm here. Hopefully I'm on it full time, but I'm glad I'm at least doing it Tuesday through Thursday because that means that I'm not just changing to something else. I'm actually still doing that, but I'm, 2 or 3 days otherwise doing other stuff. And, but I called in there, after I got part way up this way. It was pretty easy route. It was like I took 435 up. It turned into like I think 27, the Interstate 27. It literally just became it. I didn't, with GPS like stay left and merge with blah blah blah. And I literally was like, oh, this interstate just became that highway. I did, and then of course when I'm like connected to a highway 2 west, which then was like became 77 north, and then now I literally just merged on Interstate 80 out here in Nebraska. So I'm like,
okay.
Wow, okay. I was like, not a bad run, That's like, when I was halfway up there, I went ahead and called Lion Hall to kind of get one of those two guys and go ahead and touch base with them since that's what my boss guy told me to do. So I asked him, like, what days I should plan on being available for them. like what days are the busier days, so that way I can kind of get an idea like what days I could probably have off. Because like Aaron's asking, well, when are you off? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't see why it matters. You're off every day, so when I'm off, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. You know. But and I asked him, he's like, well, because they were saying like, oh yeah, we have like, well, like Saturday night, we definitely have runs, we'll have work available, you know, if you want to work. And I was like, well, I kind of explained to him like, I'm willing to work. That's not the issue. I was like, but I got my wife asking when I'm like, what day, like, when would I have an off day or whatever? Because like they wanted to do like a movie sometime over the weekend, or like obviously like nobody's working, they're going to school, so it's not like it's gonna be a big deal if it's like Monday or something. You know, it's not a big deal. You know, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm just trying to get kind of like a plan. And he's like, well, like, I mean, he's like, I don't work Sunday, Monday, like but so I don't know how busy those days are. But and I said, what's your slowest day? He goes, usually Fridays, like Friday night. But lately we've had at least a couple runs like this Grand Island runs on Friday nights the last couple weeks. And he's like, so I mean, he goes, let's wait until later on today. And like the other guys, or you know, my boss is gonna come in and he works Sunday, Monday, and we can touch base with him to find out how Sunday and Monday usually are, if it would make sense for you to plan for like Sunday through Thursday. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was like, I'm just trying to get like on a kind of like a set thing where I'm like, hey, I'm available on these days and I'm taking these days off because I kind of want to have a weekday off. So that way I could say, hey, if I need to go take care of something at places that are probably closed on the weekends, I could probably do it, you know. But I'm kind of, man, I haven't been out here in like 10 years on Interstate 80 because I grew up out here. Like I graduated under Kearney, so it's like when I was over the road, I came out this way a couple times, going to like Salt Lake City or whatever, you know, going from like East Coast to West Coast.
Right.
But I've been was in Nashville for 10 years, so it's like you know, it's been a while. But Oklahoma, like I don't know if I was coming up here or going to Oklahoma. I was like, Oklahoma, obviously I've been to a couple times over the past 10 years because my parents live down there. So it's like,
yeah.
But so yeah, you know, I already got real talk.
Did you get an answer on like
on
what day you're going to be off? Let's go
yet,
back to that.
No. No? He said that later on today, his boss or the other guy that actually works on Sundays and Mondays, he'll be in, and he said we could touch base with him to find out if Sunday and Monday are pretty busy days, like if they need more help on those days than like Fridays or whatever. Because then I could say like Sunday through Thursday, so that way I'll be still running the Coffeyville runs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but be running those other 2 days to kind of get more like, hey, I'm available these 5 days.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So I was like, that's fine, you know, but it still kind of adds to my stress a little bit because I'm, you know, going down the road this morning going, I just want to know what I'm doing. It's like,
yeah, I mean, like they don't expect you to work 7 days, right?
No, but I'm not
cool.
even. I wouldn't even mind working like if I did work at 6, mainly because of just the money, you know, like just because of the hole we're digging out of and
especially
stuff.
Right now.
Yeah, and like there's not quite yet a development with the fucking movers or whatever, but I don't know, actually I probably didn't tell you what I was talking to Rico, I guess, but I had a little idea in mind that the other day I couldn't sleep because I had one of those where you're trying to sleep but your mind won't shut off because I was having a fight with him in my head, you know, with the movers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like, so basically my thought process is I want to draft up an email because the Planet Movers guy had actually offered 50% off of the 8,400, so he said like 4,200, Mr. Blodger, and we'll release a storage in your name. You can come get it. And I was like, well, can you bring that up here for that much? And I'll hire people to unload it myself. No, sir, we cannot. Okay, well, I was like, I'll have to get back to you because you know.
Yeah.
But my thought process was basically
it's not like I'm the next town over, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I got to come all the way back. It's like if they came up here and it was in storage up here, then I'd be like, okay, that sounds fair. I'll go ahead and do that. Because part of that thing, part of that invoice, I sent screenshots of the latest invoice that has the full 12,400. Part of the fucking invoice is like $900 in fuel and the fuel surcharge. And it's like supposed to be a 5% fuel surcharge. That's crossed off and 12% is written, and it's like $8.90 something for like fuel. And I'm like, we spent like $300 something with the U-Haul on the way up here.
Yeah.
I'm like, why the hell, for a 500-mile trip, are you charging me $900 in fuel when you're already charging me $12,000 fucking dollars? I was like, everything about their freaking invoice, where they're like, you agreed to this, you signed this, you did this, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. Like,
you crossed it out and put something else after I signed it. Fuck you.
Yep, or I don't think all the numbers are written when I was, because basically all I had, when you had me, I need you to sign this updated, like, inventory sheet. And so in every sheet, I had to put the pickup location and the delivery location. It was like 6 pages each time, and I put my name, my phone number, whatever, email, and then fill out the pickup location at the apartment, delivery location at Green Valley, whatever. And I'm like, why do I have to put the same information on all 6 pages? He goes, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. That's just how it's set up. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sure some of that stuff was probably put in afterwards because there's like a $3,900 charge under packing materials that just says VIS on it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, previous invoice
That's
was
for
probably
when we pissed on your carpet.
Yeah. The main invoice before this all changed just was $7,500 total for the move. Like, there was no additional stuff. Of course, they show up like, well, if we have to pack, that's extra, and if we have to do this and that, that's extra, and then say like materials, and I'm like, there's no materials except they wrapped all our stuff in plastic, and they said there's no charge for that. But they're trying to look at, well, materials, labor, whatever. So so I had this, like, when you form a plan in your head, but then all of a sudden you can't shut it off. So
yeah,
I'm thinking like, drafting up an email to them and be like, all right, so here's kind of, and I kind of pulled Aaron aside after I finally woke up that night. I said, so hear me out. Here's what I'm thinking. I was like, so they want $8,400, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, so they want $4,200 for pickup, $4,200 for delivery. And she was, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I was like, so the $4,200 for pickup, obviously that makes sense because, hey, they technically they picked it up. They took it, stored, whatever. I was like, but they're not doing the other half. They're not doing the delivery side. She would know. I was like, all right, so technically the way I see it is the 4,200s are balanced. That's what we owe right now. I was like, but he offered 50% off. So the way I heard it, like, okay, well, so we're at that. The 50% off would be $2,100. I was like, it would be so far. She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, but then there's $900 in fuel. I was like, we're not paying that because we're taking on the fuel cost ourselves. She goes, hell yeah. So I was like, that puts us down to $1,200. I was like, but then I would approach it like, but we're not assholes. We could be reasonable. We don't need to technically pick up the load, take it 2 hours from Nashville. So you guys did use some fuel. So, we're not dicks. So you understand. I was like, so we'll offer a settlement of $1,500 for us to come down there and pick it up.
Nice.
And then be like, if this is agreeable to you, we'll schedule it within like 3 weeks, and like come out like a Thursday or a Friday. We'll plan for we'll come out there with our truck and we'll meet somebody in person. I was like, we're not paying anything up front, but between 8 and 10 because we're not doing this wait all day shit that we did before. And basically we'll have a cashier's check in hand for you guys after we visually confirm that our stuff is actually safely stored and secure. And we're not just going to pay you and then we show up, oh, I'm so sorry, actually your stuff went missing. That's like, oh.
Thank you for your money.
Yeah, thank you for paying us. So I was like, oh, yeah. But, and then basically we would pay the cashier's check in person and, hire the U-Haul contractor type movers or whatever to come help us load it. And my thing is, I reached out to Penske and I said, is it possible? Because I said, I still don't know if it was in fact a 30-foot truck. They say it was, or if it was the 26. But I'm scared to show up in the 26 and have it not be enough, even though we got the attic thing and their truck didn't. Like their truck was just a straight truck. They didn't have the overhead over the top.
It was just a old Penske rental.
Yep. So
rider or whatever, just a box truck.
Yep.
Traditional box truck.
So I sent a message to Penske and asked them. I said, "Is it?" I said, "I don't want to. I'm not a business. I don't want to rent, lease a truck for a business." I said, "But I might need it." I said, "Here's what's going on. I had a mover company, whatever, claims that they loaded our stuff up in a 30-foot truck. Is it possible to temporarily rent a longer truck than 26 feet for like 4 days or something?" And the guy, they emailed or they messaged me back with the phone number. They said, "Here's our leasing department. Give them a call. They can help. They can, answer your questions and help you out." So I'm like, I'll rent a bigger truck if I could find one that's not, because like renting a tractor trailer, I was coming across like you gotta pay a huge deposit, and you gotta have an LLC, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I just want, I have a CDL, I can drive it. You know, I don't even mind paying for a couple of days of insurance. You know, but I just want to, you know, make sure that I show up with. I'd rather show up with a 53 footer and have like, you know, half a trailer.
So like U-Haul doesn't have a big. Don't they have like 32 footers or like that?
When you go online and stuff, all the biggest you can find anywhere online is 26.
Really?
Like nobody advertises anything longer, but like that's why I messaged Penske directly to ask him, because since the movers claim, well, you can buy trucks that are 30 foot and bigger at auction, blah blah blah. But yeah, but the only proof you provided was a screenshot of that the picture of the inside that has a line drawn that says 30 feet. I was like, I'm pretty sure I could go before a judge with that. And the judge will probably question. Yep. Like I thought, I wonder if I could edit that photo and change that 30 to a 26 and then send that off to them and be like, see, this says 26. Like, you guys, yours says 30, mine says 26.
I have
so how do we
Photoshop too.
Yep. So it's like, but I haven't drafted up that email yet, but, you know, kind of been, when I got off yesterday morning, I was messaging Rico and stuff, because, like, I understand, it's like, I'm dealing with stresses at home, dealing with Aaron, you know, because it's like focusing on all the bad stuff, man. Like, I understand being frustrated because, you know, she's been applying everywhere and had multiple interviews, and she had that background check that was going on with the sheriff's department, and they hired somebody before her background check even came back. I was like, I don't understand that, because they told her they were, you know, they wanted to bring her on, and you know how it is. You go, well, once your background check comes back, then we'll get you in here and blah, blah, blah. But they didn't even wait for the background check to go back. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. We filled the position. She goes, wait, what? Okay. You know, and then they wanted her to offer her another position that's like half an hour further. I mean, the sheriff's department was already a 45-minute drive. They wanted her to go an hour and 15 minutes away for like, it's not a salary. Yeah, $20 an hour or 22 or something. And I'm like, I was like, please look closer, because like, one, you're driving my truck. Really don't want to kill my truck? I mean, if you want to kill your car, I mean, her car's already dead. Like, you know, if you want to kill your new car whenever we get you in a car, you know, go for it. But, but, I mean, you know how when you're dealing with somebody who gets upset because they get screamed at about something, but they're not screaming at you, but they're screaming at you because they're frustrated about such and such.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's kind of what I'm dealing with. You know, get home and she'll be like, I think she was trying to put an application in a Glassdoor for another job, and she's doing it from her phone. And like, I don't know what the deal is, because like I did numerous applications in the Glassdoor, and like I already had my resume technically saved in my account, so I was able to just like apply and upload. You know, have my resume attached, and I didn't put any additional stuff, but she's going in there filling out this extensive thing, and they're asking for like 15 years worth of it. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'd be like, okay, you have like 10, you know, back to like 2015. I was like, you don't need all the way back to 2010. You're good. Like, you don't, you know. But she had
it's not viable anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I can't put, like, if I did that, I can't put. Well, because what I used to do is not what I do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I worked in EMS. Like, I can't. It has no bearing on what I do now.
Yep.
You know.
And like I worked at Publix, you know, for a little bit, you know, and did some other stuff. And technically, I did lifts, you know, but it's like.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah, and some of the trucking carriers, like Interstate, for instance, are not even around anymore. So it's like, but she was struggling with that because she was trying to fill out this application, and I guess like she would hit the wrong button, and it would make her start over, like it would erase everything. Like, you know, you hit back or something, and all of a sudden you go back in, and all your stuff's gone. And
wouldn't save it.
So she's screaming at her phone, and it's like, oh my God, you motherfucking. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you know. And like, I felt awkward because, like, you know, we have Zoe down the hall in her room, and Allie and Salix downstairs, and at one point when she's screaming at it, like we're literally in the middle of like we're talking about something, mid conversation, all of a sudden she goes, "What the fuck? I fucking hate you." Because like it deleted again. I made her start over again. But I'm of course thinking that sounded really bad. Like everybody else in the house probably heard was us talking and then her scream, "I fucking hate you."
Yeah, they're thinking
it's like, so like I'm
yeah.
gonna go. Like I'm gonna go to bed. Like that's my cue. And and then I get up tonight and trying to kind of explain to her a little bit. I mean, I technically I've got a. I'd written it up, but then I, figured to do an audio thing, so where I record my episodes when I do it from my phone with my headset. I went ahead and I recorded an audio there to kind of be and I told her through text like, because like I've got to focus on the good stuff because like there's so much good, so many things that are better now. But
yeah,
focusing on all the bad stuff. She's like, "I'm sorry."
Makes like your new. Yeah. Makes it look bad because you moved, you know what I mean? Because all the negative she's got going on, though
and
that,
it's like
it's just the starting point of things improving is relocating to where you're at, being in a better situation. Even though a lot of things suck right this minute.
Yeah.
It will eventually get better,
Like when you're complaining about, or when she's complaining about something to her mom, and then of course like sentence I'll hear her say like, "No, mom, the house is amazing. We love the house. It's great. We're so happy to be up here, be close to you, whatever." But then go into like, but I'm not getting called back by any places, whatever, and the mover situation and this and that, and of course when I was doing the audio thing that I tried to send her through email or attach it to a message, but of course it's too big, so I'm uploading it to my Google Drive, and I'm just gonna send her a link that way. But when I tried to send her through email, it just sent her a blank email, like didn't attach anything. So she texted me like, Why did you send me a blank email, like an empty? There's nothing there. And I said, Well, I had like a 19-minute audio file I recorded, because it was too much to type, so I thought I would just record, kind of let you know what I'm thinking, how I feel, whatever. And I was like, but don't worry about it. I was like, I'll just sleep well. And she's like, well, now I'm concerned because I was just letting you know how I felt, and now the 19 minutes, that kind of makes me. I guess I'll try to go to sleep, but I don't know if I'll be able to sleep. And I'm like, well, you do you. I don't give a shit right now. Like. I'm out here working, so it's like I was like, you sleep, you don't sleep, like it's like I'm not in control of you right now. But it was basically what I was trying to kind of like tell her in the audio file is basically like, because a lot of the things when she's like said she's in hurry up and wait as far as like the Jeep, and hurry up and wait as far as the movers, and hurry up and wait as far as like she's not hearing back from anybody, The only positive in that message that she sent was basically like, well, she's like obviously like happy here in the house, like love the house, whatever. But then, like I'm not hearing back from any of the jobs. Hurry up and wait with the movers. Hurry up and this. And I, was like the only positive thing in that message was about the house. The rest of it was negative. I was like, you're focusing on all the bad stuff. Like you're unhappy that you're not, because hell, I get screamed at about the fact I have a job. I'll be like, yeah, man, I'm tired because I'm working such and such. And she'll be like, you should have a fucking job. I'm like, whoa, shit, okay. Well, what do you want me to do? Quit?
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Or we're saying like, hey, check in with the pharmacy to see if they have this discount, whatever. And I don't have any fucking money left. I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ, all right. So like, calm down. Holy crap. And I'm like, hell, I almost want to like get applications for like Price Chopper and some of the places that are right next to us because I don't know where I don't know where she's applying to. I know she's applying to random like restaurants and other places. I don't know. I don't think it's all restaurants. She's applying at other types of places too, but I know she wants to get into food, and I'm like, at this point, it's like, look,
yeah, but
you
to
really
have
want
to do something in the interim, you know what I mean? Just 9 to 5 or whatever.
Because she's like, well, because I feel bad because I can't help, I feel like useless, blah blah blah. So like part of the audio thing was I was like, love, I don't care that you don't have a job right now. I was like, it's not stressing me out. Like obviously, yeah, the extra financial part that would help, but it's not like a big deal. I was like, because I've got rent covered. I did the food stamp part, so we have food stamps. So like food wise, we're good there. So we have a roof over our head. We have we have the internet at home. We have food. I was like, obviously I'm working, so we do have an income coming in. I was like, but, just, that's like focused on the things that we can control. I said, you say like you're hurry up and waiting about a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of that stuff I'm expected to take care of. I was like, so imagine how I feel, because you're waiting for it to be fixed or whatever, and I'm the one that's arguing with him. I said, you and your mom kind of, you give your advice and your opinions and your thoughts on what I should say to them, but then when I try to tell you something about like what I'm writing up in an email, you say, well, it should be 4,200. They should fucking deliver it. I said, love, they're not going to do that. Like, I'm telling you, you argue that point all the time. They're not going to do it. Like 8,500, yeah, they'll come out here and do it. Or we do 4,200 to like the first half. That's basically what they're constantly telling me. If you pay the first half, which you're required to pay at pickup, before we need to leave the state, then they'll arrange the delivery, and then you just pay the rest at delivery. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, so I'm telling her, I'm like, that's what they'll do. Like, if we pay the full.
Do you have that much money in your bank account? Like, I'm not saying you, but them. Like,
no, yeah.
You have like that much money to just drop it at the.
Well, that's
like, I understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't understand.
Like her mom does. Like she.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about. Like that,
yeah.
like, hey, do you have that kind of money to just drop on movers and shit? Like, why would you charge that much? Like, how is it?
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that everything is overcharged.
Yep. So
like,
I mean,
to put
I've been
people
told.
in debt and shit. Crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. And I've been told by like I'm not worried about the possibility of like going to court, because I have so much documentation. And just with the invoices by themselves, with all the, because it's weird that it was like 7,500 was basically the moving cost, but then when it went up, they try to say that a 20 or a 30-foot truck is basically, the way they word it, it sounds like they're basically saying it's double the cubic feet of a 26. And like,
yeah, no, it's not.
Like
I know they're scummy. I get that.
Yeah, so like 1,600 to 1,700 cubic feet, and then but a 30-foot truck is 3,000 cubic feet. And I've been off like screenshots to the Attorney General, basically saying, like, showing. Cause I Googled like, hey, what's the difference in cubic feet between 26 and 30 for a box truck? And it's like 300 feet. And so I was like, send that to them, and basically like, if the settlement offer didn't, like, if they ignored that and came back with, no, we're still on 4,200, then I would start pointing out all the discrepancies on the bill, saying like, what's this $3,900 BS charge? By the way, you say I used 1,000 extra feet of volume. I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, a 26-foot is this many cubic feet, and a 30 is this, so 300 instead of 1,000. They charge like $280 a foot, so it's like we're rounded up to $3. But wait, that's 900 versus 2,900. I'm ready to nitpick the hell out of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that basically, because I know they are tired of dealing with me, and I'm like completely burned out on dealing with them. I'm hoping that they'll just like, maybe we could actually like negotiate, come to an actual dollar amount that, where I'm good and where they are like, fine, whatever, we'll take it, whatever. Because I'm like, you guys aren't doing any work. It's literally, you took it to storage and that's it. I was like, why are you asking for half the initial total balance when most of that stuff is irrelevant now? Like fuel, all the extra miscellaneous charges, like you guys just took it to storage. So technically 1,500 I think is a fair offer for them. I would like to do free, but like, hey, you guys got paid your 3,500. I should just be able to come pick it up and recollect my stuff, But I've been told, because I have signed stuff that legally I don't really have options at the moment as far as coming at them to try to get my stuff for free, but that I do have a legal case since they changed it, in the middle of the process, that I could technically go to court and be like, look, all this stuff changed like after they already had the truck half loaded, and and they held it hostage and did this and that, whatever. So, ooh man, I forgot how flat it is out here. Like literally, even in the dark, I can see like pretty far out of the plains.
I mean, I'm just imagining you. You go out you're out in Nebraska, right? You do delivery load. You come back and you come back with a a straw of wheat in your mouth, chewing on that, singing Bruce Springsteen songs.
Wearing a straw hat.
Yeah.
Out on the road again.
You know what I mean? Just all countrified.
Funny, well, like I didn't realize how. Now that I know how close freaking Grand Island is, because Holdridge is like 100 miles or something from Grand Island. We moved from when I graduated. We moved from Holdridge to Grand Island. My mom had a job there at a hospital for a while, and it was a big house too. It was like one of those houses that's like 100 years old, and the original part of the house is very small. But then when we moved into the house, it was huge because they added. Like you tell where it's like brick up to a certain point, and then wood floors, pretty much for the remaining like 100 or so feet of the, of the house. Because you could tell where like the original versus like the newer, and it had like a man-made pond, on the property, and like there's a little dock and one of those little paddle boats with where you use your feet to pedal across the, to paddle it across. Little pedals or whatever it is.
Oh, pedal boat, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I love that house. Then they, her job always had politics involved though, like where like she was a nurse anesthetist dealing with anesthesia or whatever, and she would always work for a doctor. And like, a lot of places that she went to, she'd worked there for a couple of years, and then something would happen between the anesthetist and the doctor they're working for, and all of a sudden like. Either they would all get let go or something, and so we'd have to move, because all of a sudden be like, oh crap, yeah, something's happened to mom's job, like we're having to like sell the house, and, she's taking a job at a different hospital in this other state, whatever, and like, oh crap, okay, but I would totally buy that house. It's one of those like childhood homes that even though I only lived there for like a couple months before I went to college, but. It's pretty awesome. It's one of those. I'd totally buy the house if I could come across it and say, "Holy shit, it's for sale!" Where you got land and whatever, you could actually like turn it into a farm or whatever.
Right. Well, it did then. Do you think it does now? I mean,
yeah, who knows? But it'd be cool to go by it. Like because back in Tennessee, I'd get the messages from like former classmates about like. 20th reunion, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, a good jillion miles away.
Exactly. It's like I don't know how many miles Nashville was from Holdridge, but I was like, holy crap, I'm like 400 miles from Holdridge, from Kansas City. Oh wow, okay. Maybe I'll come. I don't know if I'll come up for a reunion. I might, one of these years, maybe one of these weeks, maybe make a. Like plan a week thing up where we come up here and we go to Holdridge and stay at a hotel down there just so I can see where my stop. Technically, I can see my roots. Where I like went to school from like 12 to when I graduated and stuff. Like teachers that I knew back from when I was in high school have since passed away and whatever, and sure a lot's changed in that town or whatever. But it was a little small town of like 5,000 when I lived there. They didn't have like they had a grocery store, but it was called something completely different. It was like one of those, like mom and pop places because Walmart was out in Kearney, which is half an hour north. So, like interstate over to Kearney and then little back road to go down to Holdridge, And nice town, but
I'm sure it's way different now.
Yeah, probably. Maybe
like
it's actually maybe it's bigger.
Yeah, even my hometown, that was pretty developed when I lived there. I go back and there's more shit and
Yep.
Stuff's changed and it's like, oh, they got one of those now. Okay.
Oh, they got Walmart now. What are you doing?
Yeah, there was a Walmart there when I left. But it's like a half. It's not a half Walmart, but it wasn't like a super Walmart, but.
Damn.
But it was like a full-size Walmart. I mean, it had like all the stuff. It wasn't because there's different types of Walmarts. We have a couple out here.
Oh yeah.
But we have like the super Walmart, where in Carlisle there, or Middlesex, whatever you want to call it. Where we would go. We worked for Schneider when we can borrow the car.
Yeah.
At the terminal, and then like go to Walmart and get shit. But there's also shit, I'm trying to remember now. They have a Walmart out in Camp Hill that's like half Walmart. They only have like some certain goods or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a market Walmart. Well, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but they don't have everything that a regular Walmart would have. But it's in this area, like it's always messy in there. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't really go to Walmart. I haven't been to Walmart in years, but when my one time or two times I was into that one, like it was always a mess. Like stuff was everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's different types of, and then it's what Walmart. Walmart is Walmart. They shoot big box stores, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And now things like that aren't even what they used to be. Like a lot of places aren't developing because of Amazon and like Temu and other places like that where you can order your shit online. You don't even have to go to the store anymore. So,
yep.
A lot of places are getting rid of, their physical or brick and mortar stuff to favor more online stuff. But I mean, who know? In the future there could be nothing. Just warehouse after warehouse. I mean, warehouses are constantly being built. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the last time you were in Carlisle, but there's at least another 6 warehouses they put up in that area alone, where the terminal used to be.
Yeah.
So it still is, the terminal's still there. But like they added so much more crap over there. It's ridiculous.
Probably like 2017, 2018, before I started FedEx.
Oh, yeah.
Because COVID, I think I did come up there a couple times and did a 34 at that Petro, off of just down the street from Snyder. So met up with Christina a couple times at the at that one. She picked me up at the truck stop and went over to that one bar grill or whatever it was.
JoJo's. Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty fun. Go down there on the 34 and basically like she has a drink or 2 drinks and I'm like fuck it, I'm off for a day and a half, so I'm all like beer,
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
But then of course backfires. She drops it back off and I'm doing the very slow walk back to the truck, trying not to fall on my face.
Yeah.
It's like okay, all right, yep, And where you just kind of fall into bed, you don't necessarily climb into bed, you just
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool, I'm in bed, I made it back. Oh shit, I gotta pee.
Mhm.
Where's the bottle? I'm not walking the 100 yards back to the building right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good days.
Yep, fun times, After single days.
Mhm.
Now she's all like common law marriage now,
Huh?
I said now she's all common law marriage. I don't think she's like official married, but I know she had a house with the guy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like you guys. Like you guys are like married, but you guys have
Yeah, we've been together 10 years. So.
Yeah. Pretty much we call each other husband and wife by this point, But.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the being screamed at, man. I was joking to myself. When you have alone with your thoughts, I'm thinking like, if I can give any advice, like don't get married.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Parts are
That's
good,
just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper that like binds you together with another person so you can file taxes together. It really has no bearing on anything other than that.
Yep. But
it's just a legal thing. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Marriage used to be religious. A religious thing, and now it's like this legal thing. Anyway.
Yep. Fun times.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So like you're talking, like I was talking to my buddy last night, from back home, and he's like, "When you coming out?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, man." I got a list. You know what I mean? Of like, oh, like I need to come out like for the weekend, like Friday to Sunday, just to see everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Because I got a list, like you know, all these people that I'm still in contact with or whatever, and you know.
Yep.
Gotta see them. But I gotta give them time, you know, more than an hour. Like the last I saw the guy I was talking to last night, you know, Mike Bollinton, who's somebody I've known for over 30 years. Last time I saw him, we were going to a fucking funeral for another friend. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
I mean, we spent we spent pretty much the whole day together and stuff. Me, him, and his wife, who I know as well. You know, I knew his wife before he did.
Yeah.
One of those funny things. But, you know, you know, everybody moves on and stuff like that, but like we want to hang out and just like hang out and not have to worry about being somber and stuff, you know what I mean? Or, you know, crazy.
Yep.
You know, I just found out. I talked to my mother yesterday too, and you know, she's still back there, and she's like, "Oh, bring Isabella, you know, and she could stay at my house while you go." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I need to come out and not worry about you know, visiting family. You know what I mean? Give my friends some time who still feel the need that they, you know, still want to hang out and talk to me, and you know, there's like 6 people that like, you know, when you coming out, you know, when we gonna hang out and shit."
Hey, 7 miles from York. I'm not too far from you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
York,
wrong
Nebraska.
one.
Yep.
Yeah,
a little bit
wrong
far.
York.
So far.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Hagerstown, Maryland right now. So. That's the thing. Like I'm talking to my mom. I'm going through Gettysburg. She's like, "Oh, that's cool, man. I'm on my way to Frederick, Maryland." It was another 30 minutes down the road. You know.
Yep.
But like she called, you know, she was just just to catch up or whatever, and you know, family friend had passed away last week. I'm like, well, why didn't anybody tell me? It's it's somebody that's known me my whole life, who was at the hospital when I was born. You know what I mean? Somebody that was one of the many people that was around, you know, when I was younger, and you know what I mean. While my mother worked, you know, her, you know, daytime when we were younger, you know, I was always with my aunts. And this is my aunt's, like, one of my aunt's best friends who passed away, like, not horribly, but, like, tragically. She had ALS and died quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, somebody should have said something to me. Like, I know I'm far out, but, like, it could have been, I could have come, like, I don't know if they had any services or anything, you know.
Yep.
Or whatever. You know, I know her parents are gone, but the funny thing is that one of her parents is from out here, from New Cumberland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I know she wasn't from out here or whatever, but, you know, still, like, I could have made an effort or at least said, you know, try to consider it if you would have told me, like, when it happened and when the services or if there is even any. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot, like nowadays, like they don't, like I just found, you know, a lot of that stuff like we used to do, I guess.
Damn.
You know, it doesn't happen as much. Like, so, you know, I was telling you, we had our me and my buddy Mike, another friend who, you know, he had passed away, but it was like a month later they were doing the services. Well, he was in the Marines, you know what I mean? So they did like a military service at a military cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like it wasn't like, you know, the casket or anything. It was just a memorial service, really.
Yep.
And you know, everybody went out afterwards, you know, to eat and stuff and talk about and blah blah blah. But it was like a month after. So like a lot that happens a lot more nowadays. Especially after COVID, and I you know, that always comes up. Like COVID changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily for the better, but
Yep.
And it's still, it still crops up. People still, get it, and
Yeah.
Like I got in contact with another friend of mine I haven't talked to in a while. She got COVID again, or whatever, and was in isolation for like 3 weeks, and was looking for shit to read, and I gave her a couple things,
Yeah.
and then we were talking and whatever, so I sent her a copy of the first book, because she just needed stuff to consume while she was not able to do anything,
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be your cup of tea or whatever, but you were asking, so.
Yep.
She's more into like romance. I mean, not to stereotype, but like romance and paranormal stuff, and
Oh yeah. Everybody
like
has
witches and wizards and whatnot, and like bloody,
Yeah.
like raunchy kind of shit, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Like I have some suggestions for you about that. I know people that write that kind of stuff, and that are
Yeah.
local.
Oh yeah, everybody has their thing that they like.
Yeah, I mean, she might like the story because it's what I wrote. You know what I mean? Because it's heartfelt, I guess, and friends helping friends, and helping people that are in a bad situation that feel like they have no way out, kind of thing. And it's kind of it's based on a true story, so.
I'll be damned, the fucking Iron Skillet. Well, I don't see those very often out here anymore.
No, I mean, there's still the one in Carlisle, but
because there's a Petra out here in New York. As I got like about 40 miles still till Grand Island. But past New York, there's a Petro, and I saw the sign saying Iron Skillet. I'm like, it's late enough in the morning too that on my way back, maybe I'll go ahead and stop in there and get a see. Well, because I know some of them, like I think most of them did away. I think with the buffet for the breakfast or whatever. Yeah. But I think I'll stop in there.
Still serve skillets though. So the meals in the iron skillet like they used to.
They should, yeah. And like I would stop in probably. I think the last Petro I stopped into was I found out that because I guess going north into like Kentucky from Nashville, I went far enough north that I switched into Eastern time, and they opened at 6. So technically it was like 5:30 my time, but it was just after 6 for them, and they were open. And I was like, oh, cool. I walked in going, oh, you guys don't do the buffet? And she said, no, we haven't done that in a while. Like, oh, okay. Well, then I guess let me see the menu really quick. I'm like, oh, okay, meat lovers omelet, blah blah blah. Let me add extra stuff,
mm-hmm.
So to get bacon on the side, whatever. So I mean, I'll stop in and check it out on my way back, whatever. Because like, I'm not tired, but I'm just kind of that dragging a little bit. I did have coffee.
Yeah, the end of the week drags, man. The end of the week drags.
Well, that not like because technically, the last couple weeks I was running Sunday night through Friday night, and then finding out a couple hours back this morning about like, well, we'll have runs tonight if you want to work, and I'm going. I mean, I want to, but at the same time I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just like going back and forth in my head. Like, do I go ahead and run tonight? Tell my boss like, hey, I'll run tonight, and then because technically my run started after midnight, so technically the Friday night run that I'm on right now, technically
it's Saturday.
It's on the new week, so it's like so technically if I work tonight, that's 2 days, and then I could technically say, hey, I'll run Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the Coffeeville runs, and then maybe tell them I want to get on a set day schedule. Like Monday through Friday or Sunday through Thursday, but kind of be a little bit different this week since I'm working right now. And, I told us I at least want 5 days. I said I'll work 6, but I mean, he's more communicative than my old boss, which I appreciate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to be, even
though it sounds
like
that's all he does. Didn't Jimmy do other shit too?
No, Jimmy,
no?
Jimmy claimed to do other stuff, but I don't know. I mean, he might have, but like Jimmy would always tell me that, oh yeah, I'm gonna like if you tell him something's wrong with the truck, he's, oh yeah, I'll be out there to take care of such and such today, and then you come back on your first day back at work and it's still like broken.
Yeah, nothing's done. Yeah.
but like with Rex, one thing I definitely noticed when I came out here with like payroll and my the area manager that Rex that I'm dealing with out here. Like right off the bat, like getting texts from him, communicating with me. He and I, we touch base on the phone every so often, and like payroll has texted and called or emailed or whatever about such and such. And I'm like, I told him, I was like, you guys, I actually appreciate how you guys seem to communicate a hell of a lot better than how it was back there with WSI with Jimmy. Like I'd have to go above his head and message higher ups to ask a question because sometimes you'd ask him and I would just never hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, Jimmy, what about such and such? Like, how's this work? Or what do I do here? And then I'd go a couple of days, and finally I'm messaging one of the people that actually sent me the new hire. Like, when they sent me the offer letter, when I was initially trying to switch over to WSI, they sent me that offer letter initially, like what I was going to get paid per mile and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool. You had to go through all the little, DocuSign stuff to sign everything and your onboarding stuff. And I was like, cool, all right. But here it's like I message Rex, I hear back pretty quick. It might be a little bit, like a half hour, unless it's like the time of the day. Obviously, I might hear from him later on in the day. And I'm like, that's cool. I don't care. I don't have to hear back from him instantly. That's fine, But yeah. Well, that's one of the other things too. As far as like complaining about stuff, when I'm trying to like take care of stuff for Erin to like make her happy, whatever. Because she's trying to get on her medication, like be able to like get seen by doctors or whatever, and I got us covered. We're like,
yeah. Level up.
Yep. Well, like we got our covers effective on July 1st after kind of having a month of Cobra coverage after WSI canceled theirs the past month. Right. And so we're official. I've actually got the card. We've already got the cards. It's like Motive Health or whatever, but it's through Cigna or whatever. And like some of her meds that she was trying to get, she had to have them renewed and sent over were like pain meds for some of her chronic conditions that she had. And so I was like, well, I'm trying to get we're covered. I'm just trying to get the cards, trying to, because I'd come home and get yelled at about that. Not yelled at. The same thing, yelling about it, and I'm like, love, I'm doing my best. I'm not yelling at you. Okay, hey, kind of yelling at me though. It's like, I get it, you're upset, all right, but I got her some of the meds, but of course one of the meds that we're both on because of diabetes is Ozempic. And what sucks?
I got diabetes.
Yeah, and we met our deductible with the previous insurance, so everything on her end was free. Until we're gonna have the next, start of the year that we'd have to start over again. But everything was covered, so she was able to get her monthly box or whatever without having to pay the $850, $900, or $1,000, whatever. But now we're back to where the thing she got quoted with when she was talking to the insurance. Because I got her a couple beds that I was able to get sent over and actually pay for her with insurance like $10. So that was $10 under our deductible. Like, cool, all right, $10 out of the $6,000 off. Oh shit! Like watching the mirror behind, there's a truck coming up on me on the left side. A truck passed him on the right. It literally cut over and almost sent the guy off on the left side. I was like, whoa, watch you! What are you? and then barely got by me. He was already put his he put his signal on when he was half past me. Like his trailer was still beside me. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
was there somebody on his ass that he was trying to signal that he was going to get over?
No.
That's he's trying to tell you he needs to over. Like, he wants you to slow down? Is that it? That's not how passing works.
This is because it was like so now the guy that he cut off and passed flew past me and is coming up on him on his to pass him again or whatever. And I'm like, just don't have any road rage around me, please.
Yeah.
Woo! Holy crap!
Especially
I thought,
man.
Because he was close. I thought he was gonna make contact with that guy. Because the guy was almost up on me, getting ready to pass me, as the other guy came up and cut over in front of him, and I was like, whoa, fuck, dude, holy crap! super trucker, I guess,
Yeah.
But now the first guy that cut him off, he's like he took off, so he's like probably nope, I'm gonna go fast, so I'm not gonna let that truck catch because we'll probably have middle fingers at the windows as we stay side by side on the. Fuck you, man! No, fuck you, asshole! Oh man, I was like, I've got the cruise control set, minding my business,
Mhm.
In the right lane,
That's right.
not bothering anybody. Yeah, Kansas is cow country. Out here is corn country.
Yeah, that's right.
Corn as far as the eye can see.
Mhm.
That's why their football team with University of Nebraska at Lincoln is the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember going. That's the only football team I've actually gone and seen games at in my entire life. And basically, I went to a couple Cornhusker games over the years. I haven't heard anything about them in the past probably 10, 15 years or whatever. But way in the past, like they were never that great.
Yeah.
They win some, they lose
they're
some.
no Sooners, so they're not Oklahoma.
Yep. Like they were pretty good. Like when I was like probably in high school. I think they had a coach, Tom Solich, I think, or Tom Osborne or something. And they were decent when he was coaching. Like won quite a few games, but then like he retired, and I think this guy in Solich or something took over as a coach, and then they really sucked. like they had I think they had a running back. I think it was running back. I don't know. I've never played football, so I don't know but Tommy Frazier, I think, a black dude.
Oh yeah. That
kept having like blood clots in his legs or something, and so they're pretty good when you have like him and some other major players or whatever. But once those guys graduated and they got the new coach or whatever, then it's kind of like, well, now they suck. So, but you still go watch
that's how college is, man.
Yep.
And they get a couple good years out of players, and then they're off to the NFL or whatever else.
Yep. So, fun times, but.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know what to expect, man. I'm kind of with that email I want to draft off for the movers. It's like I told Allie about it. I said it's kind of one of those hope for the best, but plan for the worst moments. Like maybe they'll accept it, or maybe they'll come back and be like, "No, I'm 42.
They'll laugh at you.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I'm pretty sure if the whole thing, like as I was thinking about it, I don't know if it's the way it is or not, but if you have a contract with somebody or like a company, and for services they're supposed to provide, but then all of a sudden, like in this case, we're going to go pick it up ourselves, then for me that kind of invalidates the whole contract, because you're no longer doing the move, you're no longer performing all those services. We shouldn't have to pay you for the extra little charges that you have on the invoice. Shouldn't have to pay you for fuel, and stuff like that. Like we shouldn't even have to pay the $2,000 or $1,500 for us to go pick our stuff up from them. We should be able to just go and show up and be like, look, like give us our stuff. Like you already got paid, the initial deposit. Like give us our stuff. But no, you got to pay the balance first. No, I don't, because you're not doing your stuff. Like you're not doing your end. So that's why I'm like scared to type it up anyway. Because I'm like, man, I'm so fucking burned out on this whole thing. It's like I'm tired. Like some days I'm like, man, dealing with the movers, man, my mental health just feels like it's shot because of them.
Yeah.
So
understandable.
Then you get home and deal with drama at home.
Yeah, well, that's at a minimum right now, thankfully. At least for me.
Yeah. So Jess is doing good?
Yeah, I mean...
Still at Dollar Tree or whatever it was?
But, yeah. They're still at Dollar Tree, but...
Yeah, how's the legal stuff going? Like,
waiting
on another court date?
We had to go last week. Yeah, it's next Friday.
Oh, gotcha.
Find out, like, dealing with public defender,
Oh, yeah. Because that's something they could try to technically send her to jail for, right? Like the things that they're trying to come after her for. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, there's no physical evidence of any kind of thing other than what, all they have is what people are saying.
Yeah.
And, there are other people too that have come up and, defended her or whatever to the public defender. You know what I mean? Like sending letters or whatever. But there's so many cases that public defender works on. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple, there's 12 of them in that office.
Yeah.
But there's so many, they can't really, obviously it's kind of the downside. We don't have the kind of money to pay for an actual lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To just concentrate on our shit. Or her, it's really her stuff. I mean, I'm not, I'm there to support her. You know what I mean? Like, it's really something that she has to deal with. I can't really, say anything or do anything because, it's all her.
Yep.
I mean, I want to. The only thing I can just be, supportive to her, and, I could speak about her character and stuff, but I don't know. It's just they want. I don't know, where they got this idea. They think she did this shit on purpose, or is some kind of the charges are simple assault, right? That's it.
Yep.
It's not aggravated assault or anything crazy like that, but it's still they're trying to get everything out of it they can, even though it's technically a first offense. There's no history. I can't see anything that would warrant a maximum penalty or whatever if she's found guilty. And that's the thing, that she could still be found guilty even though
but there's no evidence
she didn't do it because just because it's just what the fuck is going on? It shouldn't work like this.
Sounds like my court-martial case.
Yeah, that kind of got blindsided by it, and of course, she was brought. She was told to report to the police station when this all started, and not really understanding what was going on.
And
everything she had said to the cop was in the fucking document. But she didn't know, she thought she was just talking to this person, this detective or whatever. She didn't know she was, you know what I mean? It could be used against her. You know what I mean? Even though it says that she was read her rights, but she didn't, I don't know. And I really feel bad. I mean, right now because I'm,
Yep.
I can still talk. I just arrived at the customer.
Oh, gotcha.
I gotta call them and let them know I'm here. I'll be right back.
I gotcha.
Mr. Back.
It's a me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, just going back to that whole thing, it's just being accused and actually doing a thing are totally they have to be able to prove that she actually did it, and there's no proof of it, but they're still somehow able to proceed.
Yeah.
And that's the only she's not gonna say that she's guilty because she's not. She's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And the only way is to go through to go to trial.
Does she
That's what
remember
it's looking
being read the rights or whatever, or did she not remember that?
Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's documented that she was. You know what I mean? She was. I think she didn't understand what was going on because
the way they worded it might have been.
Well, according this is like, again, this is, and then this is still hearsay because I wasn't there. She was called in out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Went down there and like all this shit happened at once, and it was like she didn't. Like they went way too quickly because that's how they fucking get you. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, she's not. It's not like I'm not. She's not dumb. It's just like she's never been through anything like that. And didn't understand.
Yep.
Like, why she was there because she didn't know there was any accusations to start.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
and then when stuff started coming
out,
and then they're like,
"Oh, conversation."
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, here's the what you're being charged with." You know what I mean? Here's all this paperwork already done up. Yeah, it was like came out of nowhere, and like I don't know if she was asked, if she wanted legal counsel or anything like that, because there's ways they can word it where. I'm not saying they don't, but like, they could have just said it quickly or whatever. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. And I'm not trying to say they're being, but like, you gotta understand too that, she's being accused of this and, some people could take that to heart and automatically accuse her or think she's guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they treat her a certain way, and that's what I think would happen. They thought she was this, like fucking child beater or something, you know what I mean? And they're just trying to throw her, they want to fucking hang her from the fucking nearest tree, without getting the full story, you know what I mean? Without having the proof that she actually did, because she didn't. She didn't fucking assault any child, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kid, and I'm not trying to get into this, and
No.
Like and there's always two sides. Like I don't know, I wasn't there. But like I know from what she has said and what other people said about this child is a fucking terror. He has no, he runs around and yelling and screaming and shit. Constantly tries to run away, like run outside the building. Like it was her job to keep him inside, to keep him from running away and shit like that.
Keep him from hurting himself.
Keep him from hurting himself because he would hurt himself all the fucking time, shit like that. So how could they, And it comes down to the other people that she worked with that did the same job. They all had like their assigned charges or whatever. They didn't like her. These people that she worked with did not like her. So this is what happened. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yep.
So one person sees one thing, and all of a sudden, she's out of a job and has these criminal charges,
Yeah.
Well, and we're dealing, have like once a month having to take off of work to go to court. Yeah.
Because Aaron's mom Betsy kind of did tough love when Aaron was younger. Because Aaron had a ticket.
Well, we all went through that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I guess she had a ticket because because like Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri are like right next door to each other,
Yeah,
like,
just the river separates them.
Yep, pretty much.
The Mighty Mo separates them, yeah.
I think she had a ticket an outstanding ticket or something, or a warrant for a ticket or something. I don't know, something where like across the state line in Missouri, and basically she got a phone call from that side from like the sheriff's department or the police department or something, basically saying, "Hey, we just need you to come in and we need to talk to you really quick about something." Just need to clarify.
That's exactly.
Real simple matter. It's not nothing. No big deal. You'll be in and out. No big deal. She showed up and they as soon as she got out of the car, like at the police station across state lines, they put her in handcuffs and arrested her.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they didn't do that to her, but like I'm saying, it's almost the same thing.
and I guess Betsy left her in jail for a week so she would actually learn a lesson.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, let her think about it for a week. It's like, well, that's good. That'll teach you to, to pay, like, to not get a ticket or whatever, or to do such and such. But like, Betsy doesn't remember it. But Aaron, that's one of the things Aaron pointed out. Like, oh yeah, you remember you left me in jail? She's like, what? I did not. Like, yeah, you did, Mom. But it's we all have those stories. Like, tell us, like, with my dad. Like, I got at one point, we got, how it is. Like, our age, we got spades. Growing up, versus nowadays now it's
oh yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. You do that now, and you fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But like I had I think I was I don't know, 6th grade or something. Maybe not. It was probably maybe it was like 2nd or 3rd. I'm trying to think because it was when I went to an elementary school, and then I switched over from like. I think 3rd, yeah, it was probably 3rd grade. My little sister, she started school early. Like she started when she was like 4 because she of course is like, really bright. So they test her, and she started when she was 4, and they let her in this Catholic school. We weren't Catholic necessarily, but hey, it's like doesn't have anything to do with you going to the school. But
well, yeah, I mean they're usually really good
Yeah,
education and look good on a resume for colleges and whatnot.
And so it was a school that I think went to like 4th grade, and so I went over there when I was in 3rd, and my sister was in kindergarten there, and things were great. Like that year was awesome. So the next year, my sister's in 1st grade. I'm going into 4th. They, for whatever reason, they didn't add 5th and 6th. They added a 7th grade. So they had kindergarten through 4th, and then 7th grade. I don't understand why they did that, but then they had 4th grade and 7th grade was taught by the teacher.
I can tell you why.
Why that?
Let me hand this in real quick.
Okay.
Morning. So a lot of like prep schools like start 8th, 9th grade. So the 7th grade, you have to do well in 7th grade to get into that kind of prep school. The prep for college and stuff like that. So
yeah, but they didn't have 5th and 6th though. They just went from like 4th to 7th.
Well, that's what I mean. A lot of kids come in that are in public school up to like that.
Oh, so they'll do a 7th grade at a Catholic school to have better.
Yeah, to get into a prep school for 8th, 9th.
Gotcha. But they had the same teacher teaching 4th and 7th, so the work was combined. Like I was in 4th, but I was like failing everything because it was like 7th grade level work, And so that was a rough year because like I was getting like their detentions were like you had to come in at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning and spend like a couple hours. Basically, you're like cleaning everything, mopping places. You're doing crossing guard duty at 6 a.m. for people that are coming in. And so, like, our school started, like, I think, like 7:30. So I have to come in, like, 3 or 4 hours early and be doing all this crap or whatever. And I would detention for, like, things like, hey, I knocked my pencil off the desk or something. And this teacher teaching 4th and 7th. Oh, detention. What? Crap. Or you cough or make a noise or something. No, detention. And so, like, I would come home. I think I had detention a couple times in the same week, and so like my dad was not exactly thrilled because he'd have to get up and take me in there. So after I had detention 2 days in a row, and I think then I had where my pencil fell on the floor and I got detention again, so I was like scared shitless about going home. And I walked in the room. Basically, he told I was like, hey Dad, I'm really sorry, but what'd you do? I got detention again. He closed the gap between me and him really fast. All I remember is like a split second, like backhand, and I ended up on the floor. And to the day, I'll casually bring it. Hey, Dad, you remember when you like knocked me across the room? I did not. I never laid a hand on you. Like, Dad, you totally did. But I was like, oh, okay, but I wasn't in that school very long because they, I guess they just went downhill. They got to a point where like I think my parents came in for a parent-teacher conference, and they had to meet up with the principal or whatever. And they basically refer to me like as a child of low ability, and they're like, "Well, you're giving him 7th grade work, like he's a 4th grader. Like, what do you expect?" I just remember one day my parents come storming through the classroom and basically grabbed my bag, grabbed me, and basically said, "We're leaving." And we went and got my sister, and we basically went back to public school. It was like, whoa, well, what happened? Oh, okay, we're leaving. Okay, cool. I didn't have a problem leaving that classroom. When you feel like that one teacher you're dealing with is out to get you, you're like, "Yep, cool, we're leaving. Awesome. I don't have to come back. Awesome." But I heard that. Last I heard is like now they're like a different kind of school. It's not even a Catholic school anymore. But it's like, I'm like, oh, that's why they have special resources or the special ed, because I needed a little bit extra help as a kid, like needed because I was that learning disability, whatever. So it took me a little longer to try to catch on to things, I guess, but
yeah,
it happens.
Absolutely. Now you can't even pay attention to nothing.
Yep.
Oh, living a dream.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you.
So getting delivered and heading back towards your terminal?
Yeah, I got to bring the trailer back to Winchester when I'm done. Bobtail back home.
Ah, cool.
We need the trailers. I'm just like, it's fucking Saturday. You fucking for real. Well, I need you to bring another trailer down, a clean one down on Monday. I'm like, ugh. We need the trailers. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not like they don't pay me.
Yep.
It's extra money on a Saturday at the end of the week, and it's, I had a day off in the middle of the week, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Still there?
Yep, still here.
Okay. Got real quiet. Huh? Oh, nothing. I'm not going to tell you. If you're not going to say it, I'm not going to tell you.
Yep. So unacceptable, man.
Yeah, no. Oh, I gotta move. Gosh.
Yeah, when I listened to that one, the Raw chat, when I set the phone down, because Janelle joined us. And it's like, literally, because I didn't hear what you guys were talking about afterwards until, like, I listened to that episode. I heard Janelle go, "No." You're like, "No what?" And she's like, "Unacceptable." I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
that's funny." She's like, "Well, you have to use the potty, Ooh. Feel like I'm like a snail on this road because it's 75 miles an hour, and of course I'm capped at 65.
Mhm.
Everyone's flying by me. I'm like, that's why I'm in the right lane. Like, I'm not even trying to pass anybody.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off the phone now. I'm gonna have to deal with this shit.
Sounds fun, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.